Demonstrate how a student would navigate an angle created in the Desmos Geometry Tool. So I'm on a Mac. I'm going to turn my VoiceOver on by Command F5.
VoiceOver on Safari. Angle BCD vertical line Desmos window. Toolbar. You are currently on a toolbar. To interact with the items on this toolbar, press Control, Option, Shift, down arrow.
All right, so I have to listen carefully to know where you are. It told me that I'm on a toolbar, which means I'm in the Desmos app, in the Desmos website. So that means I can do Control Command P and it will move me down to the graph. If I had heard that I was on the sidebar or the URL, I was in Safari, then I would have to tab down into Desmos and then do Control Command P. So I'm going to go ahead and do Control Command P.
Graph paper. X-axis visible from -10 to 10. Y-axis visible from -6.38028 to 6.38028. Grid lines are visible. Press Option plus T for audio trace. Graph paper Desmos Geometry web application. You are currently on a graph paper. To begin interacting with the contents of this image, press Control, Option, Shift, down arrow.
All right, the important thing with all of that at this point is to know that you're currently on a graph paper. And to begin interacting with the contents of this image, you have to press Control, Option, Shift, down arrow. So I'm where I thought I would be. I'm on my graph paper, and I'm going to hit Control, Option, Shift, down arrow so that I can interact with the items in the graph.
No visible title to interact.
All right, so there's no title to this one. We are going to go ahead and use Tab to move around and check out this angle. So I'm going to tab.
Segment 26 with length 5.59017 from point B to point C selected.
So it told me it was a segment. It's a line segment. The length is 5.59017. I'm just going to call it 5.5. And it goes from point B to point C, and that's what's selected. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Tab so we can go to the next part.
Segment 30 with length 5 from point D to point C selected.
So this is another line segment. It's a length of 5. It goes from point D to point C.
63.4 degree angle 17 through points B, point C, and point D selected.
So now I'm on the angle, and it's telling me 63.4 degrees, and it's for the angle from point B, C, D.
Point B at X, 2.5, Y, 5, selected.
All right, B is at X, 2.5, and Y, 5. So we know that it's up there in the upper right-hand quadrant. Let's go ahead and do Tab again.
Point C at X, 0, Y, 0, selected.
That's at 0, 0. Let's move to D by selecting Tab once more.
Point D at X, 5, Y, 0, selected.
All right, so now I'm on D, and if I want to move that point D, I can use my arrow keys. So the right arrow would move it one spot on the graph to the right. My up arrow key is going to move it one up. Let's go ahead and go up.
X, 5, Y, 0.32, selected.
And I'm going to move up one more time with my up arrow.
X, 5, Y, 0.64, selected.
So now it's also changed the angle, the degrees. So let's go back and see what it is now. I'm going to use Shift Tab.
Point C at X, 0, Y, 0, selected.
So it didn't change my point C. We're going to go move to B by Shift Tab.
Point B at X, 2.5, Y, 5, selected.
Didn't change B. Let's do it one more time. Shift Tab.
56.1 degree angle 17 through point B, point C, and point D selected.
So now we are on 56, it's 56 and 1 degrees. So we can see that that's changed.
VoiceOver off.